Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome to the video. So in this video, we're going to be going over the top 3 stocks for this coming week and also going over last week's top 3 picks, how they performed, and my updated thesis on those. And also going to be going through the next hot sector that I believe and the next stocks that will run and just my plan for each stock and each play this week. So without further ado, let's get into last week's picks. Alright, so the first pick from last week was Workday, ticker symbol WDAY. We were watching for a bottom out and a reversal. We got exactly that. A great buying opportunity on Tuesday under 206. So if you got in right there, we could have rode all the way up to 223. I bought in, I think, around 209. That's where I entered. I had some options and I sold options right at around 219, 220 range. So some very good profits on this one. Next up, we had Tilray, ticker symbol TLRY. This one gave us a bunch of opportunities throughout the week to buy on the dips. I was buying on every dip, Monday, Tuesday, and it looked very, very strong going into the end of the week. Had a very strong close on Friday, and I do expect this to run. It's still 45% shorted. I expect this to run to $10, $12 plus pretty easily within the next couple weeks as the cannabis sector is looking to be the hot sector coming up. And finally, the last pick from last week was the The9 Limited, ticker symbol NCTY. This one that I rode the wave up for the first couple days. I rode the wave up, ended up cutting the loss right on Thursday morning, I believe, just because the price action started looking weak and the EV sector as a whole, the hyped plays started trending down. So for that reason, I did sell out of this stock. I will be looking for a re-entry when and if the EV sector gets hot again and these plays start running. But as of right now, the volume and the price action did slow. So for that reason, I sold out of the stock. Alright, so now getting into the picks for this week. So for my focus right now, there's 2 hot sectors that I'm looking at. As the market does shift over from EVs to new sectors, I'm seeing the flow of money going from those up until the new hot sectors. And these hot sectors, is the first one is the cannabis industry. The second one is the new one, this is the psychedelic industry. I see both of these sectors starting to take off, and I do expect this run to continue. We're expected to have a legalization vote for cannabis this week. Now this could be a buy the rumor, sell the news situation, but also if the Fed vote to legalize this could also be a massive positive catalyst. So maybe a hold through the news, maybe sell some of your position. I'll probably be holding a small position, but I do plan to take profits on most of it as we got to buy the rumor, sell the news, and just secure your gains just because we don't know what's going to happen in the vote. Before I get into some of the cannabis plays, let's talk about the psychedelic sector. So mushrooms are starting to be decriminalized in some cities, and this week, towards the end of the week, we started seeing Compass. This is the leader of the industry, the biggest stock and the biggest company. Compass, ticker symbol CMPS. This started taking off all the way from around $30 up to $55 this week. So I'm looking at their run up and Compass as possibly the head of the snake. So what does this mean? Whenever the biggest company in the industry starts running up, this means the smaller ones could follow, and then you gotta watch for the biggest one. If it starts dipping, that means the other ones could dip. So the head of the snake essentially means the biggest company will lead the others to whatever price action will happen. So having Compass take this big pop up, we should expect the other ones to follow with massive pops as well. So some stocks that I'm watching for a run up after Compass's pop. I'm watching HAVLF Life Sciences, ticker symbol HAVLF. So this one has barely moved, but I do expect it is due for a big pop pretty soon. As of right now, it is pretty stagnant, but as it consolidates, it is due for a big move once the market realizes this opportunity. We also have LKYSF, which is Numinous Wellness Corp. So this chart is looking strong as well. I do think we could get a pretty good size move up to the 70-80 cent range possibly this week, and then potentially run to $1 plus in the future. And the last one is MMEDF. This one had a very big week, but I do think it has more potential if the sector does stay hot. This is one of the most hyped up companies, and it does have some big investors behind it, such as Kevin O'Leary. So those are my main focuses in the mushroom and psychedelic sector, as I do think investors and traders are very excited about this sector, and it could result in an extended run up. So I do plan on increasing some of my positions in these plays this coming week, and I am looking at a swing, possibly a month or so around that timeline, depending on overall sector price strength with the mushrooms and psychedelic sector. Alright, so next up, the cannabis sector. Like I was saying before, we have the big vote this week. This will lead into a ton of FOMO, a ton of hype, and some possibly huge runners, 100% plus runners. So some plays that I'll be playing in this sector is my number one play is Tilray, ticker symbol TLRY. I've been talking about this one pretty much every single week. This one has a 45% short float still. As this starts running up even more, I do think that pretty much all the shorts will be forced to cover, resulting in a bigger pop than most of the other companies that are stable in my personal opinion. Next up, another one with huge upside is Sundial Corp, ticker symbol SNDL. So this one's currently sitting right around 40 cents. We got a big pop on Friday, but it obviously does have a bunch more upside. If it can get back to that 80-cent range where it was a couple months ago, I think that will be big, and it does have potential to do that. Also, India globalization, ticker symbol IGC. If this stock can break $2 and hold that level, I do think we could be on our way back to the $3, $4 range. And it does got to hold 175 as well. If it breaks under 175, that's where I'll be cutting my loss. And above $2, that's where I'm buying, looking for an extended run up. So also my main call option focus in this sector is with Canopy Growth, ticker symbol CGC. So we just broke the 52-week high, and it does look like we have clear skies above. We could go on a run up to $35 to $45. That's where I'm personally looking for, and it could be more if the vote and the hype does pick up. I do think this stock does have potential to run even further. So this is one of my biggest call option positions as of right now, and I just see a bunch of potential behind this sector itself. So two more that I'm watching closely is MMED Incorporated, ticker symbol MRMD. This one has a ton of upside if it can get back to its previous highs this year. It has over 100% upside. Also Aurora Cannabis, ticker symbol ACB, another heavily beat down one looking for a reversal. And a break and hold above the $20 level that could send us up to $30. So that's what I'm watching for. Now there are a bunch more plays on the sector itself, and it's just less of what stocks you buy and more of just the sector exposure. So if you have a preference of a different cannabis stock, go for that, because chances are they'll all just have the same run up. Now some of these stocks may make some bigger moves, but they should just all have the same price action with just different percentages, and you got to pick and choose what battles you take. Alright, so now I'm going to get into a couple stocks that are beat down, and I do think they are due for a reversal this coming week, and I'll be telling you guys my thesis on those. So let's get to the first one of these. So the first one is Salesforce, ticker symbol CRM. So it was beat down on the Slack acquisition news. It's currently sitting right at $248, which is right at the support. As we can see, it held up the support very, very strong. We can see those hammer candles towards the end of the day, pretty much meaning that this is a very strong support. And if we get a bounce, and I'll be looking to play this bounce up to around $260 per share with a stop loss if it does not hold the support. So next up, Johnson & Johnson, ticker symbol JNJ. This is an option play that I'm liking a lot. The chart does look like it's due for a reversal after having a small double bottom and holding that support. They are expected to have their vaccine results out towards the end of December / early January, so that's a very positive catalyst for them as well, as people are expecting some great results from them. And J&J is just a solid stock all around with very low implied volatility. So what does this mean? The option prices, if the stock starts running up, because the IV is so low, you can make a ton of money off of options. Even if this stock just moves like $1 or $2, it's much more profit on these options than a high IV stock. So for that reason, I do plan to play some options on J&J if it does hold this reversal. So the next one that I'm playing the reversal on is the Lending Tree, ticker symbol TREE. This is one that we did get the bounce off support, and it does have a 25% short float. So if this does hold the reversal, if it does hold the support line, I'm looking for a run back up to 290, which I think is more than reasonable, which would be about a 10% pop. And if it starts moving quickly, I do think we get a short squeeze, as all these 25% of shares shorted will be forced to cover, resulting in a quick pop. So I do think there's a lot of upside, and the stop loss once again would be under the support line. And one more that I'm keeping an eye on is Zynga, ticker symbol ZNGA. If it can break 825 and hold that level, I do think it's headed back up to $9 per share. But if not, it'll be headed back to $8 per share, and then the next buy-in would be right at $8. So those are the two hot sectors I'm looking at this week, and also those reversal plays that I'm looking to play with options most likely. So if you guys are interested in joining the private stock group, that link is down below. Every time I buy and sell a stock, I will send an alert to the group. I answer any questions you have, and you also just get to learn and communicate with all the group members. Also, if you want to get 4 free stocks on Webull, $5 free in Acorn investing, $10 free in Bitcoin on Coinbase, you can't get wrong with free money. Those links are down below as well. It does help support the channel, so I would greatly appreciate that. And thanks for watching, guys. Please like the video. Please subscribe if you have not already. And thanks so much, guys. Good luck to everybody this week. Trade safe, and let's get rich.